I'm Angelica from American Income Life Insurance Company. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me via video. Due to the current situation, the company is very committed to protecting AAL representatives like myself in order to continue protecting, safely help protect working families like yourself. I'm going to do the report session with from. So John, Mary, where's your family originally from? How long have you been living here? You're originally from the Boston area. How long have you been married or together? How did you guys meet? Is your family also from the larger Boston area? Do you have a large family? Do you have siblings, nieces, nephews? What are you guys planning on doing for the holidays? Do you have kids? What are their names? How old are they? Are they currently in school? What do you guys do for fun? Date nights, movie nights, pizza nights, family gatherings. So where do you take your kids for fun? Do they do any sports? What do you do for a living? How long have you been there, and do you love it? Okay, so John, how long have you been in the union? What kind of job are you currently on? How long have you been there? Do you ever go to your union meetings or read this newsletter? If yes, then were you at the meeting that covered these programs, or have you read a newsletter that covered it? If not, okay, so this is the first time you're hearing about these programs? Well, I'm here for 3 reasons. The first is to go over your certificate of coverage, that's your AD&D. The second is to go over your health service discount card, AAL Plus, that works in conjunction with your current health benefits. Third, and the primary reason I'm here, is to go over your family care plan. We in your Union Local 70 have recognized that there are some very serious gaps in the union workers' coverage, and I'm here in our company in order to fill those gaps. For instance, all union workers have benefits while they're actively working, but what happens when you get laid off, downsize, quit, become disabled, or most importantly, when you retire? What happens to your insurance benefits? I get an answer. At this point, you should know that most, if not all, of your benefits are gone. Okay, exactly. So this has unfortunately been a huge problem for a lot of working union families. So we in your local union have implemented a program that is always going to make sure that you are protected and covered. Have you heard about that? Okay, that's why I'm here today. So what I'm going to do right now is show you a short video, and it'll better explain the relationship between your labor union and our company. I play the video. After the video, do you know who Richard Trumka is? The one who was speaking earlier? If not, he is the president of AFL-CIO, which is the head union to all other unions in the country. He was endorsing American Income and thanking us for the work that we're doing for union families. So then I go on to the first part of the program, AD&D. Here's the accidental death and dismemberment benefit that your letter talks about. John, this is a living benefit that would pay you X amount of dollars for the loss of 1 hand, 1 foot, or loss of sight in 1 eye due to an accident, and double that amount for any loss of 2 due to an accident. Now, Mary, this is a death benefit for X amount of dollars should John die as a result of an accident. Now, I know that X amount of dollars doesn't seem like the most in the world, but if John were to die, his paychecks were to die with him, and surely that would put a major crunch in the budget, right? Now, John, you said you wanted blank as your beneficiary. Is that still correct? Okay, I will text this to you now. So what's your cell phone number? We're also allowing you to extend some of those benefits to family and friends, people in your close circle of influence. Members can sponsor up to 5 families each. So let's start with your friends and family, and then I refer to their from, and then we get some referrals going, and I move on to the Child Safe Kit app. John, Mary, because you have kids, this next part is in regards to your Child Safe Kit. According to the FBI, 93% of abducted children are killed within the first 24 hours, which is horrific. Hopefully not, but have you ever turned around the grocery store and your child wasn't there even for a second? How did that feel? I'll let you answer that. So God forbid that second turns into minutes or hours. That's what our Child Safe Kit app was designed to do. It helps get your kids' info to the authorities to start the search immediately. I walk them through installing the Child Safe Kit app. We're on a mission right now to get the Child Safe Kit app into the hands of every parent and grandparent that we know. We're dedicated to working with the most important and hardworking families that you know. So who's someone you know with a child? What's their name? Okay, so if Jane's daughter went missing, do you think that they would see the value in having this app? Okay, so let's share this app ASAP. Let me show you how simple it is to share this app with others. You open up this app on the top right of the screen, you go to the share app button, and then you go to your contacts. So now we're going to move on to the transition into the health service discount card. The second program, your program, is your AIL Plus, which is your health services discount card, which works in conjunction with your current health benefits. It is designed to help lower your out-of-pocket expenses and will not affect your current health coverage. Do me a favor and pull up your Apple or Play Store and search for AIL Plus and then download it. If you don't have it, then you have to. If you don't have a smartphone, then you are not able to download it at this current moment. So you should use family members at a later time. So then I pull up the brochure and I go over a couple of the PDF brochure and I go over a few of the discounts. John, I'm sure you see the value in having this, right? Okay, so those that you sponsor for the Child Safe Kit, they're going to receive this as well. So let's get this into the hands of some family and friends that don't have children. So then let's start with, and then I refer back to their report building and the from. I'll transition into the life insurance video. Next and most importantly is your family care plan. What we're going to do right now is examine the important reasons that people obtain life insurance coverage throughout different stages of their life. I go on to the needs analysis. Now, John and Mary, the reason we don't see that we see each human family separately is because each family's needs and wants are different. Being the family I saw before you is going to be different from you, and the family I'm going to see after you is going to have different needs. So each of your programs are customized to fit your exact needs. What I'm going to do right now is ask you a few questions so that we can see what you may qualify for. So then I'm going to transition into the preliminary health questions. And then let's see. Okay, so there are two things every union member needs to qualify for the programs. First being that you are a union member, which you are part of the local blank. Second, that you are in fairly good health. So these are some questions pertaining to your health. I'll ask the first three about cancer, diabetes, heart issues, ask about your family history as well. Now, John and Mary, I do have some questions I want to go over with you. It is never in my business to hurt you ever, only to help you. So I do want to talk to you about your finances, to make sure that these programs, when they make sense to you, are absolutely affordable and they fit comfortably within your budget. Okay, so question 1. What is your spouse's monthly income or monthly take-home pay after taxes? Question 2. How much life insurance do you currently have through your work? No matter what, I go on. And then, just as a reminder, John and Mary, that is a policy that your job owns and controls. But what happens when you are laid off, downsize, quit, become disabled, or retire? You lose most, if not all, of that coverage. It is a benefit, not a guarantee, and it's nice that they give it to you, but statistically it pays out less than 1% of the time because people typically don't die on the job. They die off the job when they are no longer employed. So realistically, you cannot rely on the coverage being there for you or your family when you die. When it comes to your family, do you want to rely on a 1% guarantee or a 100% guarantee? Move on to question 3. That is why the most important life insurance is the life insurance that you own and control outside of your job. So John and Mary, how much life insurance do you own and control outside of work? Okay. Well, no. Is there a reason for that? If you do, okay, well, that's a good start. Clarify this is the only policy that you currently have. So I go to 1, spend it. If you do have health insurance, I ask, if you were to die today, apart from the final expenses, what monthly bills would your family need to use this money for? 2, if you don't have insurance, I ask, okay, well, will your family be able to live off of just one of your income? Will your family be able to maintain their lifestyle off of just one income? 2, itemize. Okay, let's break down your monthly bills. 3, I do a timeline, set up a definitive timeline if they have insurance. Okay, so with the money you have with your existing life insurance, No, that was loud.
This is?
A little bit. Okay, so if they have insurance, I set up a definitive timeline. Okay, so with the money you have from your existing life insurance, Mary, it shall last you and the kids about X months, years after John dies. So what do you have in place after that money is gone? Or would you have to figure out how to pay for all of your bills every single month on your own without John's income? If you don't have anything, okay, well, is there a reason you don't have it? What would you be forced to do? If you don't have health insurance, I go on to say, with no insurance in place and absolutely no time to adjust, Mary, how do you plan to pay for all of your bills every single month on your own without John's income starting tomorrow if he were to die? What would you be forced to do? Go on. Do you currently own or rent your home? Do you have a separate life insurance policy that would allow a spouse beneficiary to pay the mortgage or rent every single month if you die? Or would they be responsible to pay all the monthly expenses on their own? All right, John, let me ask you a question. When we die, do you have anything in place to take care of your final expenses up front? Or Mary, would you be responsible for figuring out a way to come up with that money all on your own? If none, well, that's why I'm here today. Do you bank locally with a checking or a savings account, a state survey, and go on to the mandatory read-off letter? Now, John and Mary, this is your mandatory read-off letter. This is simply stating that all of the programs I'm about to go over with you are on a voluntary basis. This means that if you see a need for any of these programs, if you see a need for the benefits and you want to protect your family, then what we do is sign you up today for them. If not, then what we do is have you fill an office report form, and that provides feedback to your union and provide feedback as why you did not see the value in these benefits. Either way, the decision needs to be made today during your service period, in fairness to all other members of the union. Does that make sense? Final expense, what we're going to do now is examine your final expense coverage, because as of right now, you have nothing. I explained the freedom of choice certificate. When you die, all your family will have to do is take this to any family funeral service director anywhere, and then they point to the FOC and they will verify that you actually have enough in your policy in order to cover the funeral expense.